Entrepreneurship outperforms innovation. Innovative ideas can make a splash, but entrepreneurs are more likely to create value, change the world, and make profits. Pro or con? This is Lissa Farol with Con. 3 critical innovation lessons from Apple by Scott Anthony pointed out since the late 2005, Apple's stock has quintupled. With a market capitalization of close to $250 billion, Apple is, at least today, the 3rd most valuable company in the world behind ExxonMobil and Microsoft. It's a stunning story that's been dissected to death, but still remarkable enough to warrant reflection. 10 years ago, 3 years after Chairman and CEO Steve Jobs had returned to rescue Apple, the company was still largely treading water, with a relatively meager $3 billion market capitalization. Its personal computer products had a loyal following in niche markets, but that was about it. Over the past decade, Apple has launched 5 legitimately game-changing innovations. The iPod, the elegant MP3 player that started Apple's decade of disruption, iTunes, the iPhone, the App Exchange, the Apple Store. Many expect the iPad to be Apple's 6th biggest success. But then the iPad mini came out. And if Apple had indeed stopped at the iPod, Apple's brilliance has been to relentlessly push the pace of innovation. Reflecting on Apple's decade of disruption highlights 3 critical lessons. Don't just focus on building beautiful products. Build beautiful business models, new ways to create, deliver, and capture value. The iPod and iPhone would not have had nearly as much impact if they hadn't been matched with iTunes and the App Exchange respectively. Think in terms of platforms and pipelines. Competitors that chase Apple's latest release find themselves behind when 6 months later Apple introduces its latest and greatest offering. Take a portfolio approach. Many companies learned from Apple's success. Apple has Steve Jobs, and they'll know we don't. Of course, Jobs has been a central player in Apple's success. It's indeed unlikely that Apple could have been successful without such a visionary, charismatic leader. Innovators around the world, whether they are entrepreneurs, intrapreneurs working for large companies, or entrepreneurs set out to create next business, can meaningfully increase their odds of success by drawing on the increasingly deep tool of academic research and case examples. Whether they wear block turtlenecks is up to them. Scott Anthony is the managing partner of the innovation and growth consulting firm InnoSight. His most recent books are The Little Black Book of Innovation and the new HBR single Building a Growth Factory. Innovation. Remember that the great idea you had, the idea you can make millions off of? Innovation is centered around creating new ideas. According to the dictionary, the meaning of innovation is the introduction of something new, a new idea, method, or device. Innovation focuses on the process, utilizing tools to create new out-of-the-box ideas. These can be used everywhere. For example, Under Armour has built an innovation lab. Merck CEO says that innovation will be key to the drug maker's success. Procter & Gamble is using technology and networks to create and develop innovators outside the company. Entrepreneurs are generally referred to the public as crazy people who start a business. According to the dictionary, entrepreneurs is a person who organizes and operates a business or businesses taking on financial risk to do so. The word entrepreneur has a variety of definitions. To some, an entrepreneur is a small business owner. To others, an entrepreneur is associated with Steve Jobs or Mark Zuckerberg, an individual who changes the way we live our life. What's the difference? Imagine you have a great idea. The idea will make tons of cash, and then you create the product, attempt to sell it, only to be shut down. It's simple. You're an innovator, not an entrepreneur. Delia Smith of Greenfield Ventures says, if innovation is the creation of new capacities for wealth creation, entrepreneurship is the exploitation of these capacities. There's an increasing need in today's economy to be innovative. The art of coming up with great ideas is extremely important, yet misconceptions run rampant. Many individuals believe that certain people are born with creativity and the ability to magically come up with disruptive ideas. Great ideas are born when individuals connect the dots. Innovators tend to challenge the status quo, and they aren't concerned about asking the wrong question. Innovators spend time observing the world around them. Quality trumps quantity, and developing a network of people who you can trust is also extremely important. It's also critical to draw from a variety of interests. As someone who loves business, art is not a passion of mine, yet doesn't mean you should avoid networking with artists. Lastly, innovators are constantly experimenting and testing assumptions. Fueled by the desire to learn, these people aren't afraid to try new things. And yes, that means failure is part of the equation. Obviously, certain individuals are more hands-on than others. In conclusion, Hal Gregerson said, "Entrepreneurship fuels economic growth, but it's the disruptive innovators of the world who turbocharge it." Hal Gregerson is a professor of leadership at the Graduate Business School in Seed. Gregerson's work has been published in many academic and business journals. This is Lissa Farol. Thank you for listening to Con Argument.